Welcome to another episode on our channel. I'm sorry to do this, but this is going to be an informationally based episode, and it has to deal with tariffs. This is the big thing recently. Tariffs have kind of complicated our lives and will continue to complicate our lives for a while. So it's going to really affect the collector because the majority of our items come from Asia, and of course, China probably being the country producing most of the items. And of course, they're in the fight to the end. So yeah, the prices are definitely going to go up. So probably what we're going to do is buy from United States, if you're in the United States, organizations that sell full packages to include the art box until their supplies, are gone. Then we'll probably switch over to 1/6 scale loose distributors of items, heads, bodies, clothing, accessories, weapons, that sort of thing, until their stock goes down, because they probably rely on purchasing complete packages and then breaking them into pieces, clothing, head, that sort of thing. So eventually their supplies will go down. Then we'll be left with the secondary market, which is usually eBay. I mean, they're the secondary market too, but eBay will probably have more items available for longer. But then when there's competition for those items, probably prices will go up. So it's like no win, no matter how you look at it, eventually over the course of time. I mean, even if the tariff situation were to go away overnight, which we know that's not going to happen, but if it were to happen, reestablishing trust might make it difficult for us to reestablish normalcy in terms of the collecting, the art of collecting things, so even if something dramatic were to happen and tariffs were to go away, I don't know if that would fix the problem anytime soon, per se, because some countries may not want to sell anything to us. I mean, it might be that simple. But in terms of companies that normally sell full packages, the complete figure, art box, mailer, that sort of thing, just going to read a couple statements, one from Sideshow and one from Big Bad Toy Store. I always want to say Big Bad Boy Store, but it's Big Bad Toy Store. So Sideshow, this is April 8th. This is on Facebook, but as of today, April 10th, this is their statement. April 10th, in terms of chat that I had online with them, this has not changed. So they have said, April 8th, good afternoon, collectors. I know this is a hot topic, and we appreciate the cordial comments on this thread. We at Sideshow would like to briefly address concerns regarding tariffs. And when I say briefly, I do mean briefly. As we understand, there is some confusion on this matter. Sideshow is doing what we can to minimize the impact of the evolving economic landscape. But of course, should there be any news or updates on this situation, we will announce in our emails and newsletters as needed. No further details can be shared at this time. Thank you for your continued patience on this matter. So to them, it's still, we don't know what we're doing here in terms of tariffs, so we can't really update you. I appreciate that. At least they got something out to us, but we do know if most of the things are coming from China, and you pay $240 for something and the tariff is 100+%, you're going to be paying a lot more for that item. So I was curious as I was chatting with them today, would they if we had a pre-order, for example, we had a pre-order in place, would they honor the pre-order price would they give us an estimate to include the current tariff in place? And then if we decided not to continue on with the purchase, would they refund our deposit? That I don't know. So I was hoping for more information, but I couldn't get more information there. Now I want to read the statement from Big Bad Toy Store, and this was put out by Joel Boblett, the founder and president of Big Bad Toy Store. This is a company, like Sideshow. It's very respectable. Now their statement is longer, a lot longer, but there's no ambiguity here. They have a policy that they put in place, and this is what they're going to try to do. Okay, so the founder and president says, I'm writing to share with you how we are working to handle the rapidly escalating tariff situation. I want to be transparent and honest with you about the impacts of these tariffs. This is a complex situation, so I apologize upfront for the length of my note, but I feel it's important to be as clear as possible in this difficult time. For 25 years, we have operated as a family-owned business under a 0% tariff rate. Several months ago, a 10% tariff was enacted for goods made in China. It was then doubled to 20%. In April, a 34% tariff was added to the total, bringing us to 54%. Last night, another 50% was added, and today, April 9th, an additional 21% was added. So that's yesterday, bringing us to 125% total tariffs on Chinese goods. Vietnam was to be subjected to a 46% tariff, but it appears that this has been reduced to a 10% tariff for the next 90 days. These two countries manufacture 90% of the goods that we sell. This, unfortunately, is going to result in retail price increases on products impacted by the tariffs, including new and open pre-orders. And that makes sense. I mean, if you pre-order, it may come 3 months from now, there's still maybe a tariff in place, and you'll have to eat that cost. I mean, this company will eat that cost, and you in turn will pay a higher price for it. They have to compensate. We are working hard to minimize these increases through discussions with our vendors, deploying the most efficient importing processes, and ultimately sharing directly in the financial pain. I love that part. Sharing in the financial pain, that's integrity. They don't have to do that. That's integrity. And when they talk about efficient importing processes, my guess is that they have tons of vendors, right? And so instead of buying directly from China, they might, something might be sent from China to Europe, and then they might get it from a vendor in Europe, and there'll be less of a tariff. There'll still be an increased cost, but it won't be comparable to getting it directly from China, if that makes sense. So I'm heartbroken to have to do this, and I hate this tariff situation. It is ridiculous, poorly thought out, poorly implemented, cruel and punishing to everyone involved in affected countries and at every level of our industry. Tariffs are attacks on the U.S. consumer. Foreign governments do not pay these tariffs. The U.S.-based companies who import these goods are directly responsible for paying the tariffs. And I have to say, once those tariffs are paid, then they're given to the government, our government. So those tariffs, those extra costs go to our government. So companies are directly responsible for paying the tariffs. And ultimately, the US-based consumer pays for them through higher product prices. We are devastated that it has come to this, and we will continue to work hard to minimize the impact to you. I love that they're being proactive with this. In the last month, we have raised prices in a manner that was inclusive of expected tariffs, while also honoring previously pre-ordered prices. So they ate the cost of the tariff with the pre-order stuff. Unfortunately, though, the dramatic increases in tariff levels has now made this approach impossible. They can't keep doing it, and you can't blame them. Sharing in the pain can only go so far. They have to survive as a business, so you can't blame them. To minimize confusion through this rapidly changing situation, we will be changing newly affected pre-order product listings to reflect our normal non-tariff based price. We will also add a notice indicating that a tariff surcharge will be added at the time of the product's arrival. We will inform you. I love this part. So good. We will inform you of the full amount before your payment method is charged. You will also be able to cancel your pre-order at that time if the surcharge amount is something you do not wish to pay. They're doing everything they can. This is good. I feel for them, though, that they have to do this. Our customer service team, as always, will be ready to help with any issues that arise from this situation, and we will be very flexible given the circumstances. Today, we expect the surcharge may be between 15 to 40% of the pre-order price. However, that could change as the situation continues to unfold. Please note that any items currently in stock are not subject to the tariff. Bless their hearts is all I can say. We are working as fast as we can to make these charges clear on our site, but it will take us time. We have over 10,000 items listed for pre-order currently, and it's going to take us time to work through how each vendor will respond to their specific tariff situation. Our supply chain is complex, and we have hundreds of vendors. The timing of when a particular tariff is applied will depend on a variety of factors, including import shipping dates and any new rules set by the government. I absolutely hate increasing prices for you, but the tariff situation is beyond our control, which is true. They can't control it. If tariffs are reduced or removed, we will reduce or remove the tariff surcharges on orders accordingly. This means they're trying to keep up with everything. I love the proactive stance. My pledge to you is that we will be fair and we will share the pain of this. I assure you, we are already feeling significant economic and business disruption pain from these tariffs. We will continue to work hard to serve you with the quality and customer support level you expect as we navigate through this difficult time. I want to thank you deeply for all the trust and loyalty that you've placed in BBTS with your collecting passion. Whether you have recently joined our family or have been with us for years, we truly value our relationship with you and will do our best to continue to earn your trust every day. Sincerely, Joe Boblet, founder and president. So I'm going to be doing less customizing as time goes on. And 1/6 scale, loose distributing sites, their stock is depleted. I will take advantage of big bad toy store as much as possible, because bless their hearts, I love their integrity. I want to support them. Sideshow, I hope they do something similar. I do know they have stock, old stock in place. So Yeah, we're stuck with old stock, current stock, and in our country, 1/6 scale loose distributing sites until, again, those items go down. Eventually, they run out of stock. Then we'll probably turn to eBay, and my guess is those prices will go up if we're desperate enough to go after those items. But we'll have to focus on buying within our country, and that's going to make things rough for a lot of collectors who truly want to keep collecting. So bear with us. You're probably going to see me cover things I've customized in the past. I'm just going to go over figures I've covered in the past, but this time add more history, more information about the person represented, or if it's a military figure, about the war or something. So I'm trying to make it more meaningful. And it's just not a repeat of just showing you the figure. That's my only way to kind of make it worth your while in terms of watching it over again. So I apologize. I'll try to keep up with some more customizing, but as it gets more and more difficult to do so, that's going to be occurring less frequently. Let's just put it that way. But we'll try to keep things fresh and interesting by adding new elements to things we've already shown. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I know what I've shared with you has not been pleasant. So I won't say, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen or heard, primarily heard. But I hope as time goes on and hopefully we can keep things still fresh, that you'll continue to enjoy the channel and consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing. In the meantime, I'm so sorry about the current situation. I don't know when we're going to get out of this, and when we get out of it, when we eventually do get out of it, I don't know when things will normalize, but I'm hoping and praying for some good outcomes down the road. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.